Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Awaken the World tonight, New Year's Eve 2020. We are live right now. It is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What's coming next? A little discussion about our future. And, I am still the Toothless Tiger. Another 7 days before I get in for my appointment, and probably another 4 or 5 days before the new teeth come. Until then, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been interesting, that's for sure. As always, especially on this New Year's Eve, when we're looking into the new year coming upon us, 2021. I want to send you all my love this evening. And just a sense of peace within you, and allow a sense of calm and tranquility to pervade your being. You are loved and you are cared for. Now, before we get too much into this video, I want to discuss, and again, we've only got about another week or 10 days before there'll be some teeth in here, which will help out. But I want to discuss a message we received from a group member regarding the apparent dichotomy between, thy will be done and what we choose to manifest and create and everything else down here. Well, indeed, we are the creators of our own situations, our own lives, absolutely. But for the most part, that is done in an unconscious state. Thy will be done is more about coming home, more about coming back to the understanding that no matter what the creation is, that creation has purpose. As all creations are loved by the Creator, every last one of them, so too do we need to love the situations we create, the objects we create, no matter what we choose to do with them or what happens to them or what our perception of whether they serve us or do not serve us, i.e. good or bad. We must love them for what they've offered us, for the level of awareness and conscious growth available within our creation. So when we talk about the only intention that I set for the new year, that is really speaking about living in a state of open acceptance and surrender to what is. That does not mean that I am not able to create those things that I see support the knowing that I have, and support life and support oneness and wholeness. Absolutely can I do so. But life no longer throws you curveballs when you live in a state of thy will be done. You instead see the situation as an opportunity. You know there's a gift within what's happening to you right now. There's no resistance to it, and therefore there is no mental anguish and suffering. In an example, even when it comes to physical things, would be my tooth surgery. I may have suffered as far as the pain went, but I had no mental anguish and suffering over my tooth surgery. I accepted what was going on. I surrendered to it. I let it be. Why? Because it was necessary. It was happening. And there are gifts in there for me, and I am experiencing those gifts. This is true of every situation in your existence. So I do want to have a little talk about, and I do this every year. And again, I want to be perfectly clear with everyone that I don't do so to cause people to become upset or worried or fearful in any way. As a matter of fact, it's more of a case of, giving you some pointers as to what to watch for and see, and to see what's actually happening in the world right now. So, as I've said, going 3 years back now, we're in a little 5 year deal for the human race that is offering us a lot. And unfortunately, up to date, we're really not getting all of what we can get out of what's happening. So let's deal with the immediate future. And when I say the immediate future, I'm going to say, between now and September. The reality is that we are in for a very miserable time, probably beginning around the middle of January and extending into the end of February, maybe even, well, actually, maybe into the middle of February. So there's going to be between a 2 to 4 week period there between the middle of January and the middle of February, where the death rate is going to climb, when things are going to be worse. Things aren't going to be better anytime soon. And when I say things like worse and better, I want you to understand I'm just speaking in the vernacular, right? I mean, whatever's happening is what's happening. We have to look at it. We have to learn and grow from it. That's the purpose of its happening. That's the purpose of these experiences. So it is really important that we remember and keep forefront in our mind the caring for one another, our togetherness, our oneness, our wholeness. No matter what's happening around you, this is where your creative choice comes in. Your ability to choose for yourself in the midst of the storm, to be that loving eye, that place of peace and comfort, even if it's for just one other. If you're doing okay in these times and you know someone down the street who's struggling, reach out to them. Help them get through this. We are being offered this as an opportunity to see how every system that is running contrary to natural law is prone to fall apart very quickly in the face of adversity such as this. And if you pay any attention to what the experts say regarding COVID-19, this is actually pretty mild in comparison to what it could be one day. Something that kills in the realm of 60 to 70%. Something much more serious. On every level, we are being offered the opportunity to see ourselves, to see what we're doing, to come together, and to say we can no longer behave in this way. And it begins right here with ourselves. Some of the geologic upheaval is already occurring that I spoke about briefly before, and we're going to go into that a little bit deeper right now. This is going to be a year of massive geologic upheaval, of destabilization, and this may be difficult to accept, but believe it or not, we're actually doing it. It's literally a vibrational reaction, a destabilization of those structures that we thought were so perfect. And this can be a difficult topic. Um, y- you know, Kelly and myself receive aid from the government during this pandemic, uh, which has been invaluable. But It's not the point about whether you're getting aid or not. That's not really it. The point is why is aid even necessary? Why do we live in such a way in this capitalistic sort of false god that we've put up on that throne, the god of money and the power that money supposedly represents in this world? It has enslaved all of us, and the very destabilization of the structures of our society and societies across the globe is being mirrored in the earth. That collective egoic whole that we form, that we all draw from, that it literally envelopes our planet, has immense impact on the physical realm, as we can see. Storms are growing more violent, extremes are growing more violent, and the surface of the earth this year is going to grow more violent. Now, ultimately, if you know me in any sort of way, you understand that I understand that no one is truly harmed, ultimately. But there is no need in my mind for the human race to have to go through the suffering that it is going to face if it is not willing to face itself. So the predominant thing that we're looking forward to into 2021 is going to be a sharp increase in death due to the pandemic, additional separation, additional economic, reduction, geologic upheaval, and no real sense of freedom until the beginning of the school year at the earliest. And there are some things that are twinging my spider senses that may even get in the way of that. Again, I don't say any of this to make anyone upset or fearful or worried in any way, but to understand what our role is right now. Our role is to be the change we want to see. In a world that is destabilizing, in where our societal structures are destabilizing, be the voice of calm. Be the voice of reason. Speak your truth as lovingly and compassionately as you possibly can. Do not push up against those things that we are all becoming aware that we no longer need. I do not hate money. I don't hate people who have money. But I stand for a world where the love for each other and those things that we do for each other are held in the highest regard. Not how much you have financially, but rather how much you've done, how much you've contributed to the whole. I stand for a world where every single person no longer needs to struggle, because just by virtue of your birth here, your right to a healthy and safe life is assured. These are not pipe dreams. These are not utopian futures that we're never going to see. This is our destination. The question is whether we choose to take the high road or we choose to take the long, dark path. Either one of them is perfectly okay. But I really like the looks of the high road. Much love to you this New Year's Eve. It's very important to me that you understand that no matter what's happening in your life right now, you are loved. You are deeply cared for. And I see and feel every last single one of you, and there is nothing wrong with any of you. You are exactly who you need to be right here, right now, in order to grow. See the gifts that your life is offering you right in front of your eyes. Start imagining and leaning into the concept of seeing a world renewed, of balance restored, of no need for military budgets, where every single last being on this planet has those things it needs, and we celebrate every person being given the opportunity to do what their heart desires without worry about whether they're going to make a living at it or not. Again, all my love, you are so deeply loved. We will see you again next year. Take care.